My mom told me not to ever join the military. I'm sorry. How come your family told you not to join the military? My family was like, so are you going to join the military? Have you considered joining the military? You know, if you join the military, you get free college. You know, if you join the military, you can live on the bases and you can get free housing. And if you join the ROTC, then you start as an officer when you join. Because I came from a military family, bro. Like, everybody in my family is from the military. My sister was in the military. All of my uncles were in the military. I think my grandfather was in the military. Get everybody. They want to fuck you up. Don't want to. They're fucking propaganda machines, man. They're like, so here's like the game plan that I had laid out for me. They were like, okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the ASVAB, right? And you're gonna see how high you test on there. And if you don't test very high at first, you can take the test again by going to a different recruitment office. And in general, if you find a good recruitment office that's kind of desperate for hires, you know, like they can sort of like work out some deals and stuff, all right? So then after you do that, you want to enroll in the ROTC. And when you do that, that's going to get you placed as an officer in whatever branch that you join. And you should join the Air Force because you have to do the least amount of work. So then after you go to college and you can get a degree in whatever you want and the military will pay for it, after you get your, I think it's a 2-year degree, then you're gonna go do some reservist officer training on a base and you're gonna get to live there for free, and everything that you need is going to be paid for, all of your food and everything. And then after you serve between 4 and 6 years, after that you're home free. You can do whatever you want and you don't have any college debt, and you can go back to college and get a degree and the military will still pay for it. And I'm like, it sounds like a great idea. I'm gonna be a YouTuber. I'll look into that. I'll look into that while I do YouTube. And I did look into it. I was pretty tempted. I'm not gonna lie, one of the biggest things to kind of sway me away from the military was, so my school did a college campus tour, and I was like, ooh, I can actually look at the ROTC program, get an idea for what it's actually like, you know, talk to the people actually doing it and stuff. And so we go to the college campus, no ROTC in sight. And then there's an entire rack of pamphlets dedicated to surviving after the military, PTSD and the clinical depression and all of this shit. And I'm like, do you guys have any pamphlets on your ROTC program? And they were like, yeah, it's over on the rack. And I'm like, where? So one was talking about suicide rates and all kinds of shit. It was interesting. No wonder recruiting was at an all-time low. Yeah, no wonder. No wonder. Pippa can't do a push-up, she wouldn't have gotten very far. Well, they train you. That's the whole point of joining the ROTC, is they train you. And then because you're pre-trained, basically, when you do join the military, which technically you're already part of the military when you join the ROTC, but you're basically signing a waiver that's yeah, I'll join. Yeah, bro, I'll join. Which also, I believe, bumps you up in the draft. It's because you're if a draft happens, it's not even it doesn't even need to be a draft. You're already a reservist officer, so you're a step above the draft. You get grabbed next. Which, by the way, my family was like, but don't worry, there's not gonna be another war. But you don't need to worry about the draft as a girl. I think women are signed up for the draft nowadays, right? Nowadays, if you're born after a certain year, girls don't get drafted, but if you're a reservist, then yeah, but that's not really a draft. It's you're not in the military, you're a reservist. So you're like a step above being drafted, but a step below like being sent out normally. But anyways, point is I was having this all hyped up to me, and I was like, oh yeah, you know what, serving your country is based. And I'm glad I became a YouTuber. I'm glad I became a YouTuber. Weren't you planning for the chair force anyways? I was. The jobs that I was interested in, there was one where it was like remote IED drone detection. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know what the actual job title is called. Basically, you fly a drone looking around for explosives, and you detonate them, or well, disarm them, or you identify them and then either disarm or detonate or whatever. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty badass actually. And I don't have to be in person, and you know, you get to like not go on the front lines. You're sending a fucking drone in. So drone operator, yeah. I was like, that sounds, oh, EOD is what I heard. A lot more fun because you can do whatever you want to dispose of the explosives. Imagine getting drone struck by Pipkin Pippa. Yeah, you don't need a degree to fly a drone. Actually, a badass job. I thought it was pretty badass. Other things that interested me was like, there's a specific word for them. It's not helicopter. Is it Seahawks? I don't remember. There's like a specific job where it's like you're just doing maintenance on flying things basically, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds, yeah, Seahawks. Okay, yeah, I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good job. That sounds very like I wouldn't be sent into action. Flight crew, yeah, I was like, I don't have to get in the plane. I don't have I don't have to get in anything. I just do maintenance. And it sounds great, dude. Sounds fucking great. Go Space Force. I'm not joining the fucking military, dude. I'm good. You know, if I lose everything someday, you know, if I'm back to being a tube, maybe I'll join the military for the lulz. But I'm not at that point in my life, so.
Mwah! Mwah! Okay, get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, bye-bye.